at the pure substance, pure substances, and we know that if it is monoatomic gases, then all are pure in nature. We can have diatomic gases as well. Some diatomic, like water in vapor form is in the gaseous phase. So it's liquid, solid, all have same chemical composition. Air is diatomic, or say mixture of gases like the uh, mixture of two monoatomic atomic like O2 and N2. Then what is happening? Air in the gaseous form is can be considered as pure, but in liquid it is not, because when the liquid forms, the liquefaction or the saturation temperature for the oxygen and nitrogen is different. So their liquid will form at different pressure and temperature, and hence if you take the liquid mixture of O2 and N2, the chemical composition will not be same. So liquid air is not pure substance. Gaseous air is pure substance. Water in all three phases is pure substance. Then we have discussed five cases in which say if I have a vessel and in that I have a say water. If it is at, so for all cases pressure is 1 bar or 1 atmosphere, sorry, and say in first case T is 20 degrees Celsius, then what will happen? It will remain liquid and it is not about to vaporize. So this is called as which liquid? Compressed or subcooled. As you increase the temperature till T equals to 100 degrees Celsius, now we know that at 1 atmosphere, the water boils at 100 degrees Celsius. So this is called as its saturation temperature. Okay, it is about to vaporize. So it is called as saturated liquid. Now, if you further increase heating, then for some amount of heat, the temperature will not change. But what will happen? Some of the liquid will become vapors. Okay, when this will happen, liquid
when
plus
when the
liquid plus
temperature reach 100 Celsius.
yes, this will have, now we have the liquid plus vapor. This is called as the
Saturated vapors.
saturation liquid plus vapor.
Vapor.
This is saturation liquid plus vapor. Now, if you further heat, all the liquid will become vapor. So there will be no liquid. All the liquid will be converted into vapor, and volume will increase to a large value. So this, it is the same amount, mass is same, volume has increased. Okay, it may even remove the cover and go up outside the gases. Okay, you might have experienced this when you do some boiling of water or cooling something. So at 100 degrees Celsius, we can have all vapor as well. When you have all vapor, that condition is called as the saturated vapor. That vapor is about to condense. For example, if you slightly reduce the heat, then what will happen? Some of the vapors will again become liquid.
Will come
very
water
important
again, right?
example. See, common example is, say this vapor goes to the lid here, and if the outside air is very cold and this is hot, then it will go and get cooled and then become again water and
Water.
can become a droplet and come back to the vessel. You might have
But-
seen when you remove the lid, you will see water on the lid. What
Doctor,
is from where that water has come? It has first become vapor, then became droplet again. Yes,
Uh,
your question.
Doctor, is there any experiment can I use at home to see
Yes.
how the water become vapor and then become water again?
This is the simplest possible. You can just do it. Okay. You take water in the vessel. Okay. You can mark some points for volume as well. So you take some thermometer, put in the water, 20 degrees Celsius, 30, 40, 50, 60. The volume change will be very, very small. Okay.
Okay.
But when it becomes slightly vapor, so whether it is liquid and vapor plus, it will remain 100 degrees Celsius. It's until it becomes completely vapor, it will not, its temperature will not going to change. Remember this. Okay. Until it
Okay,
becomes complete vapor, the water liquid temperature cannot go above 100 degrees Celsius. Once it is above 100 degrees Celsius, then it will be called as superheated. That you cannot even see by eyes, that in those vapors. Okay, now 100 degrees Celsius, it is saturated vapor. Now, if you once it is all vapor, if you slightly further increase the temperature, heat it, the temperature now will increase because it's all become vapor. So now only temperature can increase. So you can say T, say 200, 300, whatever you temperature you take, it will become. This is called as superheated because it is much more at very high temperature compared to the saturated temperature. So superheated. So we have five cases. Okay. Now if I plot this on this diagram, what is this diagram? Temperature and specific volume. So
it
this
will
is
go up and then straight and then go up again.
2, 3, 4, 5. So at 1, so this is the 20 degrees Celsius.
And then goes up to 100 Celsius.
So we have, say, this 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The change in the volume from 100 to 20 will be less. So you will not see that liquid volume is increasing much. Okay. At 100 degrees Celsius, it is all water, but its volume will not change much. Once it becomes vapor, its volume continuously starts increasing because it is converting into the vapor. As you are going to this, volume is increasing. And finally, we have the superheated. So this for all point I have written here: saturated or compressed or subliquid, saturated liquid. So this point we will call it as F point, and this point we will call it as G point. F means fluid, like is liquid. Liquid for F for liquid, and G for gas. Okay, we'll take the F point for the liquid and G point for the gas. This is at what pressure? This is at 1 atmosphere. And what is this temperature? This temperature is 100 degrees Celsius. So this was 20, and so this was, say, 250 we had taken, say 130 or 120. like this. Okay. I hope this is very clear to you. Now, if you were absent in the morning class, please take the screenshot because this is important. These 5 points, 5 states. Finished? Can I raise now?
Yes, yes, doctor. Yes.
Okay. Now, this is for this is at one pressure. If I draw the similar lines at different pressures, then
It will become the same. Not the same, but the same line, I mean.
let me explain.
Same graph.
So we have temperature and volume. Say at low pressure, we have this. So we'll start with the 0.01 megapascal. So if the pressure is low, it will be like this. Okay. Then if you slightly increase the pressure, it will be. So this point will decrease. It will be like this. Okay, you can draw this slightly curved instead of straight because the change will be faster. So this is 0.01 megapascal, then this is 0.1 megapascal, then we have 1 megapascal. Then say 10 megapascal. Say 20 megapascal. Then what will happen? Around 22 points. Around 22.09, you will find that it is not going to change much and it will directly be like this. This will happen at 22.09 megapascal for water. Now, if you see for all these, this point is the liquid point, F point, and this point is gaseous point. Okay, so if I join this, okay, and if I join this, so we'll get this kind of curve. So this point where the liquid is directly becoming vapor. If you see, this line is the mixture line is getting reduced, and one point it is at one line at one pressure it is becoming 0. Okay, so directly it is bypassing the mixture. If you have this much pressure, then the liquid will directly, all the liquid will become directly vapor. You will never find liquid plus vapor in the vessel because of the high pressure. So this line on from the left side of the, this point is called as critical point. Left side of the critical is liquid line or saturated liquid line, whereas this blue line on the right side is called as the saturated vapor line. In between, we have the mixture, liquid plus vapor. This side we have subcooled liquid. Anything on this side is subcooled liquid. Anything on this side is superheated vapor. So this is the 22.09 and the corresponding temperature for this 374.14. This is called as the critical point and the temperature here is 374.14. This volume is 0.00315 meter cube. Okay. So this is called as TV diagram. Okay. Temperature and what is this? Specific volume. So this is meter cube per kilogram. So every kilogram at this will take a volume of 0.003 meter cube. Very small amount of, because vapors are directly forming without expansion. So this I have explained in the morning as well. So I hope you have understood this. All the points on this line are F points, and these are all G points.
Doctor, I have a question.
Yes.
What is the value 0.003155?
Value of
the value 0.003155.
this is a specific volume for this case. Critical.
Okay. And the temperature is
374.14 and pressure is 22.09.
Okay. Thank you, doctor. Thank you.
Okay. So above this, it will. So above this pressure, there is no concept of. So it will directly skip this. It will directly go to the vapor. So this mixture means liquid plus. This is called as wet region, or you can say this as FG. This is F, this is G line, this is F line, and the zone between this is FG.
Doctor, what is the general name of this graph? The big name of this?
This is TV diagram of water.
Okay.
TV diagram. These are basically called as property diagrams. So properties are which properties you are taking? TV. So this is TV diagram. Now we will draw the PV diagram.
Okay.
Is this finished?
Yes, I have taken screenshots. You can raise.
Please, if you have taken screenshot, share in the group.
Okay, doctor.
Now similarly, if I draw pressure versus specific value, PV diagram. then what happens? Same curves comes again. So this is the critical point, okay? But the temperature here will be like this. Remember, this was the earlier we had temperature on this coordinate, and these lines were similar lines were constant pressure. It was increasing. Here, this is the trend for the temperature. Now, for example, this temperature is, and this is say T1 temperature. This is T2, which is more than T1. Okay, I will explain this. Now we have a fixed temperature, say 100 Celsius, 100 degree Celsius. So what will happen at 100 degrees Celsius? If the pressure is high, at 100 degrees Celsius, if the pressure is high, it will remain liquid. This is subcooled, state 1. Say temperature is 100 and pressure in first case is say 2 atmosphere. So what will happen at 2 atmosphere? It will remain liquid. If
Yes,
you come to 1 atmosphere, we know that 1 atmosphere, 100 degrees Celsius, it will become saturated. Okay, so this liquid is now at state 2, saturated liquid. If you slightly do the expansion, then what will happen? You will go to the 0.3 liquid. Then again, if you further change the pressure, reduce the pressure, then it will become say 4 point. All will be vapors. Okay, then it will become 5th point, that is the saturation, superheated region. So this side we have all F points. These are all G points. This side is subcooled and this is superheated. This is critical point. So what is this pressure? 22.09, right? What is the temperature? 374.14. What is the specific volume? It will come again with that 0.003155 for critical. As you reduce the temperature, it is getting expanded. So this is the PV diagram of water, or you can say the water system. I have explained at 2 temperature. You can plot at many temperatures also, no problem. But it is coming to be same. Just remember that this is at high temperature and this is lower temperature. As you decrease the temperature, it will go down because the saturation pressure also goes down with the temperature. This is PV diagram. Earlier it was TV diagram. This one is PV diagram. Sometimes these diagrams are also called as Mollier diagrams. Is this clear?
Yes, doctor. It's clear.
Can I erase this?
Yes, doctor. I have take another screenshot.
So what is the critical point? Critical point means the point where liquid becomes vapor, or at the point where, see, there were multiple points, okay, but critical point means it is only one point where liquid and vapor, both phases coexist. So critical point means the point at which both liquid plus vapor phases coexist. Only point, I mean only one point. There is another one point, it is called as triple point. You might have studied in the physics, triple point. Have you heard this triple point? So it is the point at which all three phases coexist. That means at one point we will have solid, liquid as well as vapor. If you see this in this diagram,
Doctor,
this PV diagram,
Doctor,
yes,
what is the last word?
coexist.
Okay.
Coexist. That means they can be there both at one time.
Okay.
So this is the phase. This is the phase diagram, or this is the diagram for solid, liquid, and gas for water. Or in general, you can apply to many other pure substances. We have solid here, then solid plus liquid, liquid in this region. So now this is the our graph what we studied today. Okay, this is the critical point, and this is the triple point. So this side we have liquid plus vapor. Okay. Here it is all solid, so here it will be solid plus vapor. So if you take SL, SV, LV, so all three coexist at this point. This side all vapor. So here solid plus vapor, solid will completely will become vapor. Now please pay attention here. Okay. Liquid. If we have low pressure, then it is solid plus vapor form. Because when it goes below its evaporation, the freezing pressure, it become vapors. Then this is the general chart what I explained. So this is the F points, these are the G points, okay, and between this is L plus V. Only thing is that this is the solid plus liquid region. Okay, so this point is called as the triple point. This point is called as critical point. Okay, or this complete line is called as the triple line, because if you see SVLV, so all three can exist in this on this line. If you see the liquid plus vapor, this line will have liquid plus vapor. If you see the solid plus vapor, it will become solid plus. We have solid here, we have vapor here. Okay. So at low pressure, if you expand it, so it will not become liquid, it will directly become solid to vapor. If at high pressure, it is at liquid. If you expand, that means if you increase the volume, then what will happen? If you heat it, it will directly go to the vapor via the L plus V. So here we have all three phases. Okay. For calculation purpose, etc., we will focus only on the two phases, that is liquid plus vapor. But I just wanted to show you the triple point as well, so I have drawn this. This solid, if it becomes vapor directly, then that solid to vapor process is called as, not direct, but solid to vapor. Say from this point, it is going to form vapor here. Okay, that process, solid to vapor process, is called as sublimation process. S2V is called as sublimation. Like liquid becoming vapor, what it is called as?
Evaporation.
Yes, if liquid is becoming vapor, it is called as evaporation. Okay. Now vapor becoming liquid. If vapor becomes liquid, then it is called as
Sublimation.
no. This is solid becoming vapor is sublimation. Okay. What I'm asking, vapor becoming liquid, say from this point to this point. If I'm coming in this direction, okay, that process is called as condensation. Liquid becoming vapor, evaporation, vapor becoming liquid, condensation. Okay. For example, if you go to Taif and other places, at the dawn time, like Fajr time, you will see the water droplets on the leaves. You can even see this in the grass, even in Jeddah in the evening time. If the temperature goes down, then what happens? Heat is removed from the air, from the moist, the surrounding atmosphere air, and all the vapor in the air then becomes water droplets, and you can see on the leaves, grass becomes wet. That is dew, you say, right? So that dew is because of the condensation process. Or the most common example is the raining. The sea water is going up, right? It is evaporation. Then it becomes cloud. And why the rain starts? Because it gets the lower temperature, lower pressure. So those vapors, it becomes then liquid and gets down. So that is condensation process. Evaporation means liquid to vapor. Vapor to liquid is condensation. Remember that. Okay. Liquid to solid, what is that process called as? Liquid to solid. If a liquid is becoming solid,
Freezing, doctor?
yes, especially in water, we call it freezing.
Yes.
And solid becoming liquid,
Heating.
melting.
Sorry, melting, right.
Okay. Melting, so solid becoming liquid, we call it melting, like ice cream, candles. Okay. We see that solid becoming liquid. Okay. And freezing means liquid becoming solid. Okay, I hope you understood evaporation, condensation, freezing, melting, and sublimations. Solid becoming vapors. See, vapor to solid is very difficult process.
Just like this, for one step, the solid become vapor.
What?
The solid, when it become vapor,
Yes.
it's just like that for one step, or the solid become liquid and then become
No.
vapor?
Solid becoming the vapor, not via this.
Okay.
Okay.
Doctor, like what example the solid become vapor?
See, these conditions are not quite often. It is not general. These are very special temperature and pressure conditions. That's why it is difficult to observe or experiment this.
Okay.
This zone is very easy. You can see many examples.
Right.
Okay. But
Okay.
solid sublimation is very rare case. I mean, we need to do experiment in special conditions. Then only we can understand that.
Okay, doctor, no problem. Thank you.
So say if I draw a PT diagram of this critical pressure. Now, if you say this, this solid is becoming vapor. This side we have vapor, this side we have liquid, and this side we have solid. So this process, solid becoming liquid vapor, is sublimation, right? Okay, and this solid becoming liquid, this is melting. Okay, or liquid becoming solid is freezing. Liquid becoming vapor is evaporation. Vapor becoming liquid is condensation. Okay, here we have only one name, whether it is becoming volume to vapor to solid or solid to vapor, we have one. So this sublimation is very rare, or very less specific conditions are there for which it will become sublime. Otherwise, we have liquid and vapor only. Solid becoming liquid is also easy. Liquid becoming vapor is also easy to understand. Okay. So this is this diagram is for those when they become solid. What is happening? Liquid to solid, it is becoming. Its volume is increasing or decreasing? Here it is becoming less. If it is becoming freezing, liquid to solid, the volume is contracting. So it is that. We have another line. It is same line. This is melting, this is freezing, okay? But for expanding things. Whereas this is for liquids which contracts. I gave the example of water. For water, what I said, when it becomes a solid, it contracts or expands? Yes, water becoming liquid becoming ice, or liquid becoming solid, its volume increases or decreases?
Increase.
Increases. Doctor.
Increases. So this black line is for those expanding, that is for water, for example. Some liquids, they don't in their volume decreases, their size decreases, not increases, like water. Okay, so these are more common things. So for water is special case. So this line, black line, will be there. This blue line will not be there. So I will make it say dotted.
Doctor,
Okay.
I have a question.
So this is for wait a minute. This is for the sphere substance which contracts when in liquid becoming solid. Okay. This is for, this line is for, so in actually the diagram will be like this. So this is sublimation. So we have solid here, liquid here, and vapor here. This is critical point. Okay. This is for water, for example. Okay. Because here in water it expands. Yes, Suleiman, what is your question?
أنا سليمان عمار دكتور.
Yes, okay.
In what situation the volume is the maximum or at the maximum point? Solid or liquid or vapor?
The water, what is your question? Loudly.
Where the volume is at the maximum point? Solid or liquid or vapor?
Where is the volume?
Yes, the volume at maximum point.
Vapor form, of course.
then solid and then liquid, right?
Of course, vapor will take large volume to occupy.
Right, good.
Okay, I told you in the morning class, in your big hall, okay, a 2 by 2 by 2 room, only about 10 kilogram mass air will be there. Okay,
Okay, doctor, thank you.
so this is for the PT diagram for the. So CO2, what is this? Carbon dioxide is a gas, right? Okay, we know that it is as a gas. But if you cool it, so this is vapor. If you cool it, it will directly becomes solid. This is sublimation, or you can say reverse sublimation. CO2 is very common example of sublimation. Okay, for water it is difficult to describe, but for CO2 it is very easy. That it is a gas at a normal temperature. It is a gas, but when you cool it at low pressure, then it can become directly solid without becoming the liquid. So that's why it is called as dry ice. Okay, whenever you heard this name dry ice, that means it is CO2. Okay.
Okay, doctor.
What is the temperature, pressure, and volume for critical pressure? I gave you 374.14 as the temperature. What was the pressure? 22.09 megapascal, and specific volume was 003155. Right? That was for the critical point for water. Similarly, the triple point for water exists at the temperature and pressure. For this is the temperature is 0.01 degrees Celsius. See, this is very low temperature, right? And the pressure is 0.61 kilopascal. So very low pressure and very low temperature. So usually this temperature and this pressure is very difficult to use in the normal conditions. So triple point for the water is usually just, you can say, not in application, but theoretically it exists, but not in the common usage. Triple point. Temperature is okay. Pressure is very low. 0.61 kilopascal is very low value, because what is the normal atmospheric pressure? 101 kilopascal, right? So this is like about 200 times less. Okay, very low pressure. So please write down these pressure and temperature conditions for the. Let's move to the next topic related to this. I hope you have understood this diagram. If not, please go and study from the book. property tables. Property tables. In thermodynamics, in the previous 2 lectures or 2-3 class ago, we told that total energy is equal to internal energy plus kinetic energy plus potential energy, we say, right? Do you remember this? This was related to the microscopic, and this is macroscopic. Like for example, I give the example of tea cup, okay, kept on a table. So now we don't have any kinetic energy or potential energy, so it is kept on the floor. Okay, so it has no kinetic energy, no potential energy. What is the total energy in it? It is in the form of internal energy. If I keep the same cup to a certain higher level, then what I change? I change the potential energy. Otherwise, it was having only internal energy. So whatever is inside the body, that energy is called as the internal energy. We can also define like total heat content in the body. Total heat content in a body can be classified as is equal to internal energy plus P into V, pressure into volume. This is internal energy, and this is the product of pressure into work. This is called as flow energy, flow work or flow energy. This is without flow, static. Internal energy. So this total heat, which is the sum of internal energy plus flow energy, is called as enthalpy. Remember this name, now very common. It will be there in use quite often. Enthalpy. What is enthalpy? Enthalpy is the total heat content. Okay. Now this total heat is in the form of internal energy plus flow energy, that is P into pressure into volume. For example, as you increase for example, if the liquid is becoming vapor, then which thing will change? If you increase the temperature, then only internal energy changes. Otherwise, if the pressure and volume is changing, so what will happen? Flow work will change or flow energy will change. Their product will change. So total enthalpy will change. If I divide this with mass, if I that what it will become? It will become specific enthalpy. Do you remember? H means total. Sorry, capital letters we usually take for total values. If I take specific enthalpy, then I have to write a small letter. This will become U plus P will remain same. Volume divided by mass is specific volume. So this is specific enthalpy or just enthalpy. Whenever we use mostly the enthalpy word, enthalpy is for specific enthalpy. So remember this, that enthalpy means the total heat content in a body. That heat is in two forms. One is the static form, that is the internal energy, plus flow energy, that is because of its pressure and specific volume, or pressure and volume. Okay, H is equal to U plus PV. I can also draw that diagram H against V. So for a pressure, it will be like this. Again, 5 stages, 5 states, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is, okay, say for example, if I take P here and say H here, then this point I can call it as the HF. This is HG. Whatever in between, it is HFG. Okay, HF, HFG, sorry, HG, and this is because you know that what is this point? This point is F. This point is G point. So this is enthalpy of liquid. This is enthalpy of gas or vapors, saturated vapor. This is saturated liquid. In between, the total amount is called as the HFG. That is the heat of. Now, what it is becoming 2 to 4? Liquid to, yes, liquid to vapor it is becoming, right? What is this process? Evaporation, right? Are you following, everyone?
Yes, doctor, we are following you.
So liquid becoming vapor is evaporation process. So this is this energy or this heat required to make liquid vapor. This much heat is required. This is called as the total heat, and this heat, see, from 1 to 2, it is called as sensible heat because the temperature is changing. But 2 to 4, here temperature is not changing. What is changing? Phase is changing. So the amount of heat required to change the phase is called as latent heat. The amount of heat required. What is latent heat? Latent heat means amount of heat required or removed for phase change. Either you add heat or remove heat for phase change. Phase change, if you want, then that is because that will be called as latent heat. And it is here, it is HFG. Because HFG is the amount of heat. If you give, then 2 become 4s. 2 become 4. If you give this heat. If you remove this heat, then what will happen? 4 will become 2, or vapor becomes liquid. So 2 to 4, what is happening? F is becoming G. So what is it? What we can call it as heat of or latent heat of or enthalpy or latent heat of, yes, vaporization. Similarly, if we are coming from 4 to 2, then G is becoming F. The amount is same, this amount is same, but the name will change to latent heat of or enthalpy of condensation. Latent heat means the amount of heat required to change the phase without changing temperature. Without changing its temperature. If the temperature change is there, that heat is called as sensible heat. Remember, latent heat means for phase change. Sensible heat for change in temperature, not phase. If you are going from 1 to 2, you are adding the sensible heat. 2 to 4, you are adding the latent heat. 4 to 5, temperature is changing, so it is again sensible. Sensible here is 1 to 2 and 4 to 5. Latent is 2 to 4 or 4 to 2. Okay, so enthalpy is the general term, but we can say latent heat as well as sensible heat. So 1 to 2 is also sensible, 4 to 5 is also sensible. Sensible means change in temperature can be sensed. If you can sense change in temperature, then it is called as sensible. If only phase change you can see, then it is latent. Okay. Please take the screenshot.
Okay, doctor, I take a screenshot.
See, the pressure, temperature, this data is very large data. That means for every pressure, there is a temperature. Okay, and we have the different volumes for the fluid and the vapor conditions. So I will first explain you the table, that is the property table. So we have temperature, then P saturation, then we have a specific volume, Vf, Vg, then we have internal energy, okay, meanwhile, I have shared one PDF in the group yesterday. Please open that PDF. And in that table number 4, A4. Okay. So these tables, property tables, are give the data for different temperatures. What is the saturation pressure? What is the specific volume? If it is liquid, pure liquid, just to about to vaporize. If it is pure vapor, just about to liquefy or to become condensed, what is the volume in that case? Then these are the internal energy for the fluid, complete gas. What is the difference between them two is written here. Enthalpy of the liquid, enthalpy of the complete vapor, then difference between the two. This is like for saturation table. Similarly, we can have the superheated table. Superheated means after it becomes vapor, all on the right hand side of the graph is superheated region. Before this is compressed liquid. Okay, so we will focus on saturated tables and superheated tables. So here, for example, if I take any one point, say 100 degrees Celsius, can you tell me what is the saturation pressure? This is in degrees Celsius, this is in kilopascal. So 101.32 is the saturation pressure. Then specific volume, this will be like 0.00, this will be 0.5 or 9, 2 point something. So we'll see this value and we'll fill this data. Okay, so this reading the table is very important now for us. Have you opened the table PDF file?
Yes, doctor, yes.
I will check because in my mobile, yes, today the PDF is not working. Okay, can anyone share the property table on screen? Yes, can you share the?
If I send you image, is enough or not? If I take screenshot for the picture.
No, PDF, complete PDF, because I need to scroll it.
Oh, complete PDF. Okay, I will try. Wait a minute.
I don't know what happened. Since morning I'm checking, it's not working. Yes, anyone shared that? Okay.
Doctor, we can't share anything. It says only host can share.
Yes, doctor.
Wait a minute. Okay, can you go to the saturated table and give me the property at 100 degrees Celsius? If you go down, it is table number A4.
Okay, doctor, yes, after that. Now I am in table A4.
At 100 degrees Celsius, what is the value?
Doctor, I forget value of what?
A specific volume. Okay. Can you take photo and send in the screen as a screenshot in the group? So
Yes,
that I
doctor.
can-
Yeah, it would be good because a lot of number.
Yes. I have, but in the image in the but different color, so you get you may get confused. That's why I'm not sharing that. Okay. You keep sharing. Now,
Yes.
if you see this, if this what is written, saturated water is written, right? Temperature table. So we have temperature here. For different temperature, static saturated pressure is given. Okay. Then specific volumes, meter cube per kilogram for VF and VG given. For internal energy, UF, UFG and UG. All three values. Saturated liquid, evaporation and saturated vapor. Similarly, enthalpy is given. What is enthalpy? Enthalpy is equal to internal energy plus P into V. Right? HF, HFG and HG. Then we have entropy. We will not focus on the entropy as of now. We will not focus on the entropy. Now, 100 degrees Celsius, that means I wanted this value. So 100 degrees Celsius. What is the pressure? 101.42, right? That is the 1 atmosphere. And what is the specific volume? 0.00
1043.
1043. And similarly, if it is in the vapor form, so how many times it is increasing its volume? 1.6720.
20.
But if you see this, about 1000 times, more than 1000 times it is increasing. Okay. So if it is 1 meter cube, it will become like 1672 meter cube it will become. If it is 1 meter cube in liquid, so more than 1000 times it is increasing. So if it is becoming vapor, its volume is very, very high. Okay. Then what is the internal energy it has? If it is pure liquid, how much is the energy? Internal energy is 419.06. If it is in the vapor form, its energy is, internal energy is 2506. This is in kilojoule per kilogram, remember. Now, How much is the total? How to get the total? Total is equal to the NC. Remember, this is from here we have the yes, this is for the liquid. This is HF. What is HF is equal to? H is equal to U plus PV, remember. So this is UF plus PV. So please use your calculator and take these three values and check if it is correct or not. All the blue. So these I have made the circles, right? So what you do, 419.06 419.06 plus P into V. Remember, H is equal to U plus PV. So U is equal to 419.06 plus PV. P is 101.42 into what is volume? 0.001043. How much it will come? It will come 419.70. Is it coming if you do this?
Just a minute, doctor. I will use it. I will use the calculator.
So it is just increasing by 0.1.
Yes, doctor, it's the same.
Yes. Similarly, now I will use say green. I will clear this first. Let me take now we have to, this is what? This is Hg, which will be equal to Ug. What is Ug? What is the Ug? This is the Ug plus PV. So this is V, this is P. So if you add 2506 plus this value, so it will be is becoming 2675. Is it coming same?
Yes, doctor, it's the same. 2607.
So this way we can get the different values from the table. Now can you use this table? Can you get this data from for any pressure and temperature? See, A4 is for a given temperature, we can see the pressure and others. A5 table, for a given pressure, you have the T saturation and these values. A5. Then we have A6 table. A6 table is for superheated. These are also can be called as steam tables. Okay. So these A4 and A5 are the saturated tables. This is for liquid, for given temperature, pressure and all values. For a given pressure, temperature and other values. Superheated, for superheated there will not be any F. It will be Ug plus only. Hg plus only. Okay. Let's do some numerical, then it will be easy. Okay.
Doctor,
For your understanding, I'm writing H is equal to, remember this U plus PV. If you want HF, then it will be UF plus P into VF. HG, you just write UG plus P into VG. What is HFG? HG minus HF. Okay.
Doctor,
Yes.
I'm sorry, but can we stop here for today? Because we had an exam and we not have much focusing. Just if you can.
Okay. Give me 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, we'll stop.
Okay, no problem. Thank you so much, Doctor.
One example, then it will you can remember in the next class as well.
Okay, Doctor. No problem. Thank you.
Okay. So I will not write the complete question. Just remember that there is a tank. Okay. In that we have, say, liquid, and it is about at say 95 degrees Celsius, and the mass is 100 kilogram. But it is given that this is saturated. Saturated means now your condition is like saturated. The limit, maximum limit. Now you will become vapor. Like this liquid can become vapor. Now you cannot take more. You cannot understand more. So you have become saturated. Now we need to determine what is the saturation pressure and the volume of this vessel. Now, please check check in the table what is the P saturation for this temperature, 95 degrees Celsius. We need to calculate pressure and volume of the vessel. How much is the pressure inside the vessel? So please go to the table, check the temperature as 95 degrees Celsius. Like just now we saw 100 at 95. How much is the pressure? 84 point. Yes. Are you looking in the table? A4, table A4.
Yeah,
Oh.
doctor. Where is it exactly?
What? See, go to the A4 table in the properties PDF file. Go to A4 chart. In temperature column, see the 95 degrees Celsius. For 95
Yeah,
degrees,
I am following you. Yeah, I am in the 95, but I mean, which number you want exactly?
pressure, saturation pressure is how much?
Is it Doctor 139?
H4609.
609. Okay. So solution is simply from the tables. What we have? P saturation, or that is the pressure inside the vessel, is 84.609 kilopascal. Now we need to find the volume. So we know that volume is equal to mass into specific volume. because this is meter cube per kilogram. If you multiply with the kilogram, you will get meter cube. How much is the mass given? 100 kilogram mass given already. Multiply with the specific volume. Which specific volume? It is saturated liquid or vapor? It is given saturated liquid. So we need to take VF. Vg means saturated vapor. VF means saturated liquid. So saturated liquid, how much it is the value? 0.00104. Am I right? So if you multiply it with 100, how much it is coming? 0.104 meter cube. This is the volume. Okay, so we'll stop here. Similar problems we'll do in the next class to read the table and get the data from the table. Okay, reading the table and solving the problem. Okay.
Okay, doctor. Thank you so much.
Now you
Sorry for
can-
today.
No problem. Okay, see you inshallah in the next class. Assalamu alaikum.
See you.